Greetings, my name is Candice Sanderson, and I'm author of The Reluctant Messenger, Tales from Beyond Belief. What I'm going to be doing today is an oracle reading from this oracle deck. It is a beautiful set of cards designed by Alberto Villoldo, Colette Barron-Reed, and Marcela Lobos. This is one of my most favorite deck of cards. And so while I'm shuffling these in order to give the message for the day, let me talk to you a little bit about oracle cards. I used to think of oracle cards as something fun to play with, more like a toy rather than a tool. Then several years ago, as I was playing with the deck of cards, it was a really simple deck of cards. There was only one or two words, just a short phrase on each card, but they were powerful messages. And I pulled one, and I don't remember what the card was now, but I do recall that the message had significance for me. And I kind of raised my eyebrows and thought, wow, maybe there's something to this. I went ahead and shuffled the cards again and pulled them again, and there was the same card. I couldn't believe it. Twice in a row, this card had a message for me that really seemed significant. Well, I decided let's go ahead and go for let's try it one more time. And on the third time, I pulled the very same card again. And that was a real lesson for me, because I realized that the oracle cards really aren't toys. And they can truly be tools that we can use in our consciousness awakening toolbox. So that's how I see oracle cards now. Okay, so let me pull these cards, and I'm going to show you the card before I actually see it. Oh, and I see that it is upside down. It is called the Luminous Warrior. That is a beautiful card. I've not pulled this card before. Now, it's important to know that when you pull the card upside down, then I will be reading a different message. I will be reading the medicine rather than the invitation. But one thing I like to do with oracle cards is to, especially with this deck of cards, because they are so, there's so many layers of art that go into this. So I like to look at it and see if it evokes any kind of memories for me, any kind of feelings, and just like what the card itself has, what meaning it has for me. But what I see is a young man. It looks like the moon, no, it looks like the sun is behind him. At his solar plexus, it looks like there's the moon, and at his third eye, or closer to the crown, there's another, perhaps it's a sun. But take a look at this. Across his chest, there is a beautiful heart. And a lot of that is orange, which would be the color of your sacral chakra. There's the blues in there too, but this is just a beautiful card. And the name, Luminous Warrior. Warrior is someone who fights, but luminous speaks of the light. So maybe this is, he could be like an angel. So let's see what this card says. Let's see, number 32. Okay, here we go. The card says, the essence: the luminous warrior has no enemies in this world or the next. How nice that would be. He is impeccable in word and deed. He focuses on his light rather than on what he hides in the dark. Since he casts no shadow, he is as radiant as the sun and can transform his most terrible enemy into his ally. His power comes not from the sword, but from speaking his truth at all costs. Beautiful, beautiful. Now we're going to read the medicine. It says, are you being tempted by your emotions to follow your lower instincts? Are you being invited to enter into a quarrel with someone? Put your sword away. This is not the time for battle. Your enemy is not who you think it is. Do not act from a place of anger that will damage your relationships and hurt the ones you care for. Find the truth hiding in your heart that will affirm your instinct for peace rather than for war. So what a beautiful message this is. You know, if we could all be luminous warriors where we can turn our enemies into our most trusted allies. And it sounds like the way to do this is through the heart. You know, I feel like that there is an innate wisdom that we all have that resides deep within us in our heart centers. And emotions, we know, sometimes can take over a situation. But maybe what we need to do, especially if it's negative emotions or if we're angry at someone, is take a few deep breaths and put a pause in there between your action and your reaction. Sometimes if you react to a situation, you're not really putting your best foot forward. If you can take a few deep breaths, recenter yourself back into your heart space, then you can act instead of react. If you act from the space of your heart, then that's where your true wisdom lies, and that will never lead you astray. So this actually was a very powerful lesson for me. And if you're watching this, then there's probably a lesson in here for you too. It was probably important for you to hear this or to share this with someone that you love. Enjoy the rest of the day. Goodbye.